Welcome back to the Anfield Exchange, and tomorrow it's a big one. Bournemouth away. It's not going to be an easy game. 3 o'clock. Bournemouth are unbeaten in 11, and they've had some pretty impressive results in recent weeks, certainly the last 2 weeks. They went to Newcastle and won 4-1, and then they went and beat Nottingham Forest 5-0, who we all know, not easy to break down, a team that we've struggled with twice this season. We've not actually beat them. We got beat 1-0 at Anfield, and then we got the 1-1 draw at their place. So, yeah, it's not going to be an easy game tomorrow. Bournemouth have scored 17 goals in 5 games versus Liverpool's 11. So, attacking-wise, Bournemouth are really at it at the minute. I'm worried about this game. The one sort of consolation, and I believe that Arsenal are our biggest rivals in this title race. The one consolation is knowing that Arsenal are playing Man City at the weekend as well. So there is the opportunity there to get a little bit more of an advantage over Arsenal. I think Arsenal drop points tomorrow. We'll have to wait and see how we get on, because this is a game that could go either way. What I want to talk about first is a little bit about Bournemouth. So the rotation, the strikers, the rotation between them guys, between Semenyo, Utara, Brooks and Kluivert, I think it's fantastic. I think it's they work so hard and they're so clinical in front of goal. They seem to create so many chances, and they're really going to test our defence tomorrow. So if Robertson plays, he's got to be bang at it. Same with Trent. You can't be getting caught out defensively. They like to crowd the box. They like to get players into the box. That shows this season because they've had more penalties than anyone this year. And yeah, Kluivert scored 11 goals. I mean, I don't think anyone would have expected him to pull any trees up this season at the beginning of the year. But he scored 11 goals. He's got an XG of 8.1. So he's over exceeding his expectations, I would say. And Liverpool need to be careful. What I do like about Kluivert is he's very good at playing in that pocket, and I've just touched upon the rotation, so the movement between Kluivert, Semenyo and Brooks, you just don't know who you're marking. I think Ryan Gravenburch has got a massive job tomorrow, and it needs to be Gravenburch because Alexis McAllister's just not quick enough. So I would be using Gravenburch as that sort of single pivot, if you will, to pick up those Kluivert runs and anyone that sort of rotates with him. Yeah, it's not going to be easy. And defensively, we've not looked great recently. And we could have a few more problems here against Bournemouth. What I will say, they are missing a lot of players. Sinister is out, Smith, Hill, Araujo, Senesi, who's been an ever-present for him. Alex Scott is out. Also up front, Evan Nielsen is out, and Enes Unal as well. So they've been using Utara as a sort of makeshift striker in recent weeks since the injuries to those two players. And he's done a very good job. He scored a hat-trick against Nottingham Forest. Kluivert, I think he's just got his second hat-trick of the season against Newcastle. I think he got one earlier on in the season, potentially against Chelsea. Not too sure. But not only are they so good going forward, they're very solid defensively as well. We've got some fantastic players. And look, Kirkez, we've all made our opinions known on Kirkez. I think we'd all like him to come and join Liverpool. But he's not at Liverpool, he's at Bournemouth. And he is a brilliant left back. But also I think Dean Huijsen and Zabarnyi as the centre-back pairing have been fantastic as well. Obviously in the absence of Senesi, Huijsen's got his opportunity. And look, he's one of the most talked about centre-backs in Europe at a minute. There was interest from Juventus, and he chose to come to Bournemouth on loan. So yeah, I think that's another fantastic bit of business that Bournemouth have done. But yeah, they've looked defensively solid for a while now. Also, Lewis Cook playing at right back, makeshift right back, not your generic right back, but he's been doing a brilliant job as well for them. I think it'll be interesting to see how Kirkez and Salah get on in that little battle. I think Salah's not going to be beating Kirkez for pace, but it's whether when Salah cuts into his in on the inside with his left foot, how is Kirkes defensively when it comes to sort of defending on his weaker foot? He'll really have to concentrate for the full 90 minutes, will Kirkes. And I do think Salah will do well tomorrow. But yeah, that's an interesting battle to watch out for. I want to go onto Liverpool now, and I want to just go on my predicted lineup that I think Arne Slot will go ahead with. I've just watched Arne Slot's press conference, and he has confirmed that Jota, Gomez, and Núñez will all be training today. So Núñez had a cold. I'd expect him to play a part tomorrow. Jota and Gomez, not too sure, to be honest. I think this might be one game too soon for both of them. It wouldn't surprise me to see Jota on the bench, purely because I think he's a player that can make an impact if needed. And obviously it's an important time of the season. Gomez, I would probably expect to not see in the squad for tomorrow, if I'm honest. The predicted lineup, I'm going to start with Allison in goal. I think it's a no-brainer. Trent, Konate, and Van Dijk. I'm going to go Robertson at left back. I just think, look, you can flip a coin on these two, Robertson and Costas at a minute. You just don't know what you're going to get from either of them. But I think the fact that Robertson came off after 50 minutes against PSV in midweek and Tsimikas played the full game, I think that pretty much points to Andy Robertson starting this game. Gravenburch v Kluivert. It's going to be interesting, isn't it? I think what worries me in this game is the Bournemouth are the only team that have beaten Liverpool in terms of distance run this season. I've been looking to get the upper hand on that one tomorrow, but Bournemouth work really, really hard, and that's what it's all about in these games in Premier League football. You've got to have a work rate. Liverpool have got the work rate and they deserve to be where they're at. But Bournemouth have also got that work rate. And I think that's probably the main attribute as to why you see Bournemouth obviously sitting up in 7th place in the Premier League. I think Arne Slot mentioned it in his press conference. He's going to be looking for Liverpool as well to outrun Bournemouth, and it's not as straightforward as Bournemouth have worked harder than Liverpool. It's never as straightforward as that. I think in the game where we played them earlier on in the season, look, when we've got the ball, we're running less, and I think possession, you can only really look at distance run and work rate when you're looking at possession as well. We had more possession against Bournemouth in that first game, and we passed it around quite well. So Bournemouth were always sort of going to run more than us when they're trying to chase the ball and get the ball back. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. There's been 21 goals in 9 meetings in this fixture. Not the fixture Liverpool away from home, but Liverpool v Bournemouth. There's been 21 goals in 9 meetings for Liverpool, and that's 4 for Bournemouth. So we have seemed to have the upper hand over the last few years. Some big results for Liverpool. 4-0, we beat them in 2024, January 2024. We beat them 3-0 in 2019, 4-0 in 2018, and who can forget when we beat them 9-0 at Anfield. So, yeah, we have had a lot of luck. I don't want to say a lot of luck. We've had a lot of joy against Bournemouth in recent times. They seem to be one of those teams, though, that can get a result against us. I remember they beat us 1-0 a couple of years back. I remember the game under Jurgen Klopp where they beat us 4-3. That one was tough to take. But yeah, I do believe this will be our toughest test this season that we've faced so far. In terms of a score prediction, look, I'm quietly confident while also being worried. I actually think we're going to go and win this game 3-1. That's my prediction. And I think Salah gets on the score sheet as well. Let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know what your score predictions are. Who you think's going to score. I'll see you on the next one.